What was the fight? It was the highly anticipated amateur debut of our old pal, Casey Leydon, who, again, as I told you on Wednesday, traveled the world with pick any video, at least ones that I was a part of, and the vast majority of them from 2009 to 2018, and then even afterwards, pick any of them, all the interviews that we did, all the walk and talks, pick any of them, he shot them. Not only did he shoot them, he edited them. And he told us the story on Wednesday about, he's training and then the pandemic, and then he ups the training, wimp to warrior, now known as Alta. He decides to take this fight, and at 44 years young, on Saturday, he made that walk, and he won his amateur MMA debut. It was beautiful stuff. It was emotional stuff. It was inspiring stuff. And so there was only one way to end the interview portion of today's show. We had all the stars from UFC London. You saw them all, but we had to have Casey on to talk about the big win. Now 1-0 as an MMA fighter. Wow, look at this guy. 1-0, undefeated, undisputed. Casey.
Stop.
Wow. How does it feel? How does the Monday after feeling feel?
Just listening to all these awesome fighters talk about their experience a couple of days ago. It was weird. I think Arnold Allen said it like I don't know what to do with myself. You just kind of have this. It's a big dump. It's a giant emotional dump afterwards for sure. And Sunday morning when I woke up, it was the first time in good 6 months, at least. I kind of rolled over. I told Esther, I was like, I just want to sit in bed all day and just look at my phone. I don't want to do anything. I was like, and Monday and even this morning, it was the first day in 6 months. I wasn't at the gym. Waking up at 5 o'clock. I didn't wake up to 8 o'clock today. I don't know. It's just for the last 6 months, everything was like the world ends. The world ends on the 19th, and I'll worry about the 20th later. And I'm kind of there now. So yeah, I'm just kind of lost a little bit. I'm like, all right, what's next? But I'm also super tired and just emotionally exhausted. The emotionally exhausted part, I wasn't really prepared for, honestly. I figured my body would be tired, but my head, I'm just like, oh, it's wild. It is a wild ride.
I would imagine as you're listening to some of these fighters, and for the rest of time, if you never do this again, and we'll get to if you'll do it again in a bit, but now their words resonate with you differently than they would with me. Like, you can now associate and understand where they're coming from, not only the Arnold Allen stuff, but just talking about the emotion and the ups and now your perspective on the sport has completely changed forever.
It has 100%. And it's just I just kept I'm working today, so I'm watching all the interviews and pulling clips and things like that. And when Molly McCann said, she goes, I think she was referencing Frankie Edgar, and talking about something. She's like, it's just hard work. It's just hard work. And I was like, yeah, that's what it is. And I felt that. I was like, that's all. After the fight, that's all I kept thinking. I was like, man, I'm so glad I put that hard work in. I'm so glad. I was like, every workout, every swimming session, every weightlifting session, every extra roll I did, every sparring round, I felt mattered, and it's like, and I knew it was hard at the time, but I was like, this is going to pay off. It's going to pay off. And I felt that way. It was just like hard work. And you hear fighters say that all the time, you just got to work hard. And I felt that.
So we spoke on Wednesday, weigh-ins were Friday. Could you tell, what is Thursday and then Friday morning like for you? What are you doing? Do you have to cut any weight? We talked about, how are you getting ready then? Once it's really starting to get, to Saturday.
Actually, luckily, I didn't have to really cut weight. I think I mentioned before, originally when I came into this, I wanted to fight at 160, 165, but within the group I could compete against, the guy I wanted to go against, Fritz, he was already weighing 185, and he couldn't cut that low. So we kind of agreed to 175. Officially it was a middleweight fight, but we kind of did a gentleman's agreement. It would be 175. So I had to like actually kind of the day of the morning of the weigh-ins, Friday morning, I drank like a big smoothie. Esther made me like a big sandwich, just like a breakfast meal. And I actually had to gain a little weight for the weigh-ins because I didn't want the commission to be kind of, oh, you guys are too far apart and stuff. So it was actually kind of different for me in that sense. And on actual fight night, I actually weighed less on fight night than I did for my weigh-in. Yeah, and I know my opponent weighed. He definitely cut weight because I could tell he was kind of suffering during the weigh-ins.
Wow.
I think he did his first weight cut, so he was like, "Oh, let's get this going."
Well, so how much did you weigh on fight night?
I didn't have the weight cutting experience,
right?
At least,
fair.
For this fight. Yeah.
How much did you weigh on fight night?
Under probably like 168, 169. He probably, I think, around over. He's over 180.
Wow.
So it was God, my Siri came on. It was just but I didn't feel that way. I didn't care about the weight, honestly. I was more worried about the commission, kind of worrying that our weights were going to be too far apart. Right. That's all I was worried about.
You have shot hundreds of weigh-ins before. To be the guy stepping on the scale, shirt off, posing, all that. Like, what was that like for you?
Honestly, silly. I felt kind of like everything I was doing. I was like, in my mind's like, wait, this is what fighters do, right? They do this. Like, it was just a lot of like, I just felt like I was playing a role. Like, I don't know what I was supposed to do, but I knew I had to do something because people were watching. I don't know. You had a fighter on earlier talking about it's still a show. Paul Craig, I think. You still got to give the fans what they want. So I don't know. I did like 3 or 4 poses, and I kind of ran out of ideas. And I was just like, I just kind of waved and stuff, things like that. It was all just weird. Everything felt very surreal. I felt like even though I was there, I almost felt like I was watching myself because I know this is going out there. So it was just weird. Everything was weird.
What was Friday night / Saturday morning like? Like, you're going to bed for the last time before the fight. You wake up and it's like, oh my God, that date that I've been thinking about forever. Are you nervous? Are you anxious? Are you unable to sleep?
I didn't sleep well. I was just more worried about getting, like, I worked out Friday night, not a hard workout, but my coach came over, worked out Friday night. And then I worked out again Saturday morning and just going over about 45 minutes of drilling again. I wasn't nervous, honestly. I was actually just like, I was ready. Let's go. Honestly, I was more concerned about taking care of Esther. And because I know it was like, I think she was starting to feel it now. Because now I'm at the point like, all right, I'm doing this, I'm on the roller coaster. We're going up the big hump, the big hill and stuff. But Esther, she just has to watch and so I was just kind of like, it's good, we're good. I was like, and I was just trying. I was kind of worried about my friends and stuff, and just because like I was like, oh man, my friends are now kind of stressing because like, oh, I'm getting in a fight, and so it was like I was kind of splitting my attention between them and just me. Just all right, let's do things. But I didn't want to get over bogged down and like just gas out mentally. 6 hours from the fight.
How far is Commerce from where you live?
It's about a 45-minute drive.
What was the drive like?
The drive was funny because Esther drove. I was like, am I supposed to drive? I was like, do fighters drive themselves or does someone else drive? I was like, I don't know how this works. So I was like, why don't you drive, Esther? And she drove, and my coach is in the back seat. And so when we're driving there, the UFC London card's happening, and what were we about? It was around the Patty Pimblett was walking out and stuff. So my coach is like watching on his phone, and he's like, playing through his speakers. And I kind of had to kind of politely tell him, it was like, I didn't want to think about other fights. Yeah. I didn't want to. I thought maybe I would have in my mind. I was like, maybe I want to watch other fights on the way there. I didn't. I didn't want to think about anything else. So I didn't even know about any of the results till after the card.
Wow.
Because at first I was like, did Patty win? I was like, oh, cool. But then I was like, oh, I want to see the Hooker Allen fight. Yeah, I was like, no, I'll worry about that later. Yeah. So that was mostly the drive. Yeah. Just me not thinking about, because I'm a fight fan. I want to see
Yeah.
fights, you know, but I was like, nah, I don't know. It was just like, it felt weird thinking about other fights.
Before I ask you about getting to the arena, just curious, in the build up, and especially, you know, like I felt like in the last few days, this became a reality for a lot of people who knew you. You know, you posted that picture of DC. I don't know if he reached out to you. He told me he was going to reach out to you. But I saw a lot of fighters who were, you know, supporting you, sending you nice messages. Even on the stream, it was funny to see like Cub Swanson there and Cyborg and stuff. Did anyone reach out to you that really touched you, that really made you like, wow, like I can't believe that, you know a lot of people in this sport. I saw Brandon Gibson obviously write something very nice.
Yeah.
Anything in particular? And I know you don't, it's like picking your favorite child. You don't want to, but is there anything that really like kind of hit you?
Marlus Kunin wrote me a nice message privately. Wow. And I mean, I'll share it. It's not a big deal. But she basically told me, she's like, I know you're getting lots of advice and stuff, but I'm gonna give you one more thing. And I liked it a lot. She said, don't worry about the W. Don't think about that. Just give it everything you got. If you give it everything you got, you'll be fine. You won't have any regrets. And I was just like, I thought of that a lot. I was like, okay, just that's and it was a good reminder. I was like, okay, that's it. I just, and that's what I was going to be happy with. No matter what happens, I was like, as long as I go out there and just give everything I feel I can, emotionally, physically, I don't know, everything. I was like, I was going to be okay with it. And that was my one big stress the whole kind of fight week is, I would somehow go out there and I would just forget how to fight. You know, it was almost like a nightmare situation. I would just forget everything. And that was that big kind of stress in my mind the whole time. And Marlus said, just go out there and just give it all. I was like, thank you. And I've known Marlus for a long time. I knew her from the Strikeforce days. I've done videos like the video I'm doing on myself with my friends and other filmmakers I know filming me. Like I did that on Marlus. I followed her backstage. I've helped her for a weight cut, right before she walks out the cage, right in the cage, after the cage. So like it was nice. It was yeah. I got lots of good advice, but Marlus has stuck out a lot.
What a legend. Second Marlus Kunin reference of today's program. Yeah. Very rare. Amazing. By the way, I was wondering about that because you have been privy to so many intimate moments for fighters over the years. Did you remember anything or channel anything from someone that you saw that you were covering, that you were shooting, and now apply to your own self as you were about to fight? Did that ever come up?
Yeah, a little bit in a funny way. So like, I'm backstage a lot with fighters, and everyone's got their kind of some different rituals or something. Some are like, they go really hard on the pad. Some just stretch a little bit and then you just go out and fight. So, my coach knows me well. I'm a real slow starter. It takes me, I'm one of those, I feel it takes like 45 minutes for me to get going just in normal training. But, so we're warming up before the fight. I still have probably like 30 minutes before I walk. And I just kind of, me and my partner are drilling a little bit. I told him I'm going to sit down for a bit. I just kind of sit down in the corner. I look down, I do this, I'm just like taking deep breaths, and my coaches are like, hey, Casey, you all right? And I was just like, oh, sorry. I don't know. This is what fighters do. I was just serious. Like, this is like, aren't you supposed to kind of just get, locked in and stuff? So, and I was just like, I was like, I don't, and they were like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. We'll leave you alone. And I was just kind of doing it for a while by myself. And I was like, I'm good. I don't know. I'm just playing scenes that I've shot before. Like, well, this is what people who really know what they're doing do. So let me try it. And it was just weird. Like, I was like, it was just, everything was weird. I'm gonna probably say that a lot today. It was just weird. Yeah.
Were you nervous in the back?
No, I wasn't nervous. I wasn't nervous. Because nervous is not quite the right word. I wasn't scared. I was just, what is the word I'm looking for? I like it's new emotions. Honestly, it's new emotions because I just didn't know what was going to happen. That's all. I just didn't know what was going to happen. And and I had that kind of feeling. It's like I could go out there, get knocked out fast. I can knock him out fast. That's the plan. But as soon as I kind of think happy thoughts in my head, I go, ooh, but that could go the other way. Because the way the locker rooms were, it was just like a thin curtain between both locker rooms. So every once in a while, the curtain opened up and I could see Fritz on the other side, like doing spin kicks and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, ooh, okay. All right. I guess I better do something too. I'm just sitting here, it's just so, I'm trying to be sportsmanlike. I'm not trying to peek over or anything, just like, yeah, so nervous wasn't the question, wasn't the issue. It was really not having a big adrenaline dump. That's what my coaches were worried about, because my coaches worked with lots of amateur fighters and stuff.
Right.
And so he's like, you're gonna have that dump. You're gonna have that dump. It's just like when you have it. Yeah. And that's why I was like, oh crap, it's coming. And it did come eventually.
By the way, how long were you in the back for? Like how long from when you arrived to when you fought?
I checked. I got to the arena, to the venue about 3:30, and I walked out about 7:45.
Oh, damn! All right.
So that's how long I was there. But it flew by.
Okay.
It wasn't. Actually, my big concern was like as soon as we got in the car and started driving, I was like, oh, I forgot my headphones. I was like, because I always see fighters, just listening to music and stuff, doing their own thing. And I was like, I'm gonna lose. I don't have headphones. I was just kind of like tricking myself or something. I don't know. And but sure enough, when I was there, I was just like, it was fine. It wasn't like I needed to listen to music. I was like, I was just making up anxiety, making up problems. I guess.
Which walkout song did you choose?
Yeah. I wind up choosing this band called Converge. They've been like one of my favorite metal bands for years.
Or they tweeted about
They tweeted me and stuff. They were and they used to the guy in the band, he has a record label, and they've actually sponsored MMA fighters. The singer is an actual he used to be at least a certified MMA judge in Boston, in Massachusetts. And so they're just big MMA fans too. And we know them. They know Esther more than me. But they were super excited. So they tweeted at me a couple of times and stuff. So I did walk out to them. And I'm happy I did too, because it's a pretty heavy, like rah, 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 really aggressive song. And I was worried. I wasn't sure if I needed that. And I felt I did.
Okay. At what point do you realize that Frank Trigg is your referee? Because it could have been like any Joe Schmo, It's Frank freaking Trigg, fought for a UFC title. We've interviewed him. You've shot me talking to.
I know, yeah.
Insane.
It was, so they didn't, I didn't actually know who my ref was. I knew he was one of the refs. And I didn't realize I didn't even think about who my ref was till I was in the cage. And then Frank Trigg comes up to me, does the whole, the rules, blah, blah, you have any questions? And I'm like, all I was thinking, I was like, dude, you're Frank Trigg. I know. I was like, don't say that, Casey. Right. Don't, you're in a fight. Don't go. It was like, yeah, you're Frank Trigg. But as soon as he kind of walked away, I was like, then I saw my opponent. Then I was like, okay, put your mean face on. It was. I was happy it was Frank Trigg because I felt of all the refs, he's the guy that would in amateur fights. A lot of times I feel like fights get stopped pretty early. Right. Because they're amateur fights. But I think Frank had a good amount of respect for me and Fritz, and was gonna, let us fight. Right.
So you get rocked early. How bad was it?
Oh, that was so. Oh man. If I didn't watch the video, I would have no idea, honestly, kind of how the fight was, because everything was a freaking blur. Like I couldn't, if I didn't watch the video. So like watching the video, I scared the crap out of all my friends. I mean, I watched the video and it kind of scared me how hard I got hit. Honestly, it was loud, and but it didn't hurt. It honestly didn't hurt. Like I have like a bruise on my head, but nothing hurt. It was weird. Like I felt zero pain, but I clearly knew that I did something stupid. And I made it. I made the freaking mistake I was not supposed to make, and I made it within the first 10 seconds. is that every time I've got hit from Fritz in sparring, it's always been the same thing. I just move my head back in the line, center line, and I get hit. And I did that same thing. Like he jabbed, I slipped, but I didn't counter. I slipped and moved right back into the center line. And I'm just like, hey, what's up? And boom, he hit me. I didn't even see it. And then I apparently I not grabbed the cage, but I had to kind of hold myself in the cage. And then, but that's what I guess I needed, because like, oh, it's a fight. Now we're fighting. And after that, like I was just in fight mode. And yeah, it didn't hurt, but obviously it hit me and it rocked me. But I didn't feel hurt. I didn't feel dizzy or anything. But I'm not used to this, because this is the hardest. I think this is the hardest I've ever been hit. And so I wasn't 100% sure. And this is kind of the maybe me being very self-conscious in the fight and knowing that other people are watching. I honestly had no idea if I was really wrestling, because you've seen fighters when the fight gets stopped and they're grabbing the ref's leg or something. I kind of, for a moment, I thought I was doing that. I was like, but I knew what I was doing, but I was also doubting myself, because I knew I got hit, and I was kind of like, at the same time, I was kind of pissed at myself for like, God dang, I got hit, but I was also doing my thing. It's a lot of like weird emotions and like 1,000 emotions going on within like 2 seconds. It was, I'm kind of rambling a bit, but this is kind of, it was wild. But
that's probably the only time that he really hit you hard, right? Like that was like the only one. I mean, from what I saw.
that was the one shot. He hit me hard, and but it's so funny, because it was a bit of a worst case outside of being knocked out. It was the worst case scenario for me. Well, everything we planned on making sure it doesn't happen happened, because I came in very confident, but I knew the first 15 seconds, 30 seconds could be very bad for me, especially because it's I've never fought in this cage before. I've never fought with lights. I never fought with like a crowd. So, and I always start slow, even in our sparring rounds. If we did 5 rounds, he would almost always win the first round, I feel. Or just in general, just any of my sparring rounds, I just don't do well in the first round. And sure enough, it's like, oh, it's happening. Not now. And I was just like, yeah, it was nothing, like I said, nothing hurt, but I was just like I was already mad at myself.
Yeah. Could you hear your corner because of the crowd?
No, I couldn't hear anything.
Right.
I couldn't hear anything until it started slowing down, and I was really starting to get control of him on top when I had mount, and I was trying to push his arms over and push his arms over so I can get clearer shots. No, I couldn't hear anything. I was so disoriented inside. I had zero clue like which way was what. It's really weird. Like I was just in this big, I don't know. I didn't know which way was where, honestly, when I was in there.
Like we're showing this clip right now, perfect timing. And it's after one of the rounds, and like you get up and you look pretty tired. What is going through your mind? Like you're on the ground, you're in mount, round is over, and you're like, and you got to walk over to the court, like that experience right there. And you're sitting down, you have a minute to gather yourself. Like, can you even verbalize what is going on in your mind?
Those were the only moments in the fight, because I'm not fighting. I was scared. I was nervous. I was scared right then. Those are the moments, because I knew eventually when the fight started again, that's when that as always, those first 10 seconds, I felt like that was the chance I was going to get hit hard, because I can't really gauge his range yet. I feel like, because he's longer than me. So, and I'm just bad of longer guys, I feel like. So I was like, crap, I have to go out there and kind of do this again. It was like, if it was one, like 10-minute round, I would 6 minutes. Yeah. And they're short rounds. So like we restart a lot. And so everything's fast. I don't have time to kind of like if I had mount and I had time to kind of position myself, like hold his arms down, but I was always just constantly worried, because the coaches always said, like, dude, these are amateur fights are sprints. They're sprints. You remember that? They're not like you don't have to have the greatest cardio in amateur fights. Honestly, they're just sprints. And I feel like I'm a very cardio heavy fighter. So I'm like, this is already to my advantage. So every time I walked out there, I knew Fritz would, his energy level will be coming back up. And then like everything that first 10 seconds is going to be heavy. And I was just stressed that first 10 seconds of every round.
What is your
that's what I'm worried about. So I'm just like getting my breath back. My coach said something. I don't know. He was saying stuff that made sense at the time and I heard it, but I don't know if I actually listened to him.
It's an amazing thing because you'll never, we see those moments all the time of a guy going back to the corner and we'll critique the corner. Like you'll never watch those moments the same again. You'll always put yourself back in you can literally put yourself in their shoes. They're not wearing shoes, in their gloves. What is your favorite moment or sequence? You've watched it, right? You watched the whole thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What are you most proud of from the fight?
I'm most proud of when I got hit actually, and how I took it and immediately shot in with technique, not desperate shot in. And I was kind of happy with my tenacity, getting those takedowns and taking shots when he was kind of, hammer fisting me when I was grabbing for his leg that I chained. I went from a single to a double. Then I think I just lassoed his legs, which is what we train for. Like this that's exactly what we train for. And then I was satisfied with my top control and my side mount, my side control. I was satisfied with my side control because I get kind of loose on that, but I've worked really hard with my coach and just doing things and not thinking about it. Because once that's one thing I learned big time, and I've kind of heard this before. Like you can't think in there. I had just zero time to think about anything. Like watching it again. I was like, oh, like the arm bar was there. But like I remember seeing the arm bar, but also going, ooh, the arm bar is there. Okay, now this is when I turn my hip, put this leg over, and once you start thinking that, like it's gone. Like I'm already three moves away. So I was happy with my tenacity, chaining my takedowns and my side control. That's what I was happy with most.
Great photo of when they announced that you had won and you have your hands up. Like, what does that feel like?
I thought the hand raise would be like, I kind of know you, but they're like, visualize the fight. So I thought when I got my hand raised, I'd be like, yeah, I won. But I was just like, oh, it's over. I was just like, it's over. Like, yay, I won. And like, I was just very kind of self-conscious, I guess, or something. And I was happy I won. I was really happy I got a 30-27, honestly, because I didn't think like I said, like everything was a blur. I wasn't sure. Like out of the second round, I asked my coach, "Is like, am I up? Am I losing the fight? I don't know." Because I thought I wasn't even sure. I thought I lost the first round. I thought I lost the first round, and I wasn't absolutely sure how the second round went. Even though everyone was like, "Dude, like you were on top," and like almost, if that round was longer, you couldn't have finished him. But like in my mind, I didn't feel that way. I was like, I wasn't 100% sure I was even up 2 rounds. So I was like, do I have to go out and just like throw haymakers in the third round? I didn't know. And coach was like, you're good. You're like, just do your thing, do it. Stick to the game plan. Be smart. Hands up, elbows in. So I got my hand raised. I was just like, it's over. That's all I was thinking, honestly. I was really surprised. I got a post-fight interview because
that was awesome.
Maybe it's just who I am. Yeah, maybe just who I am. Like I honestly thought this was one of those fights where, we have a boring UFC fight. They just go straight to the next fight. I felt it was one of those fights like, oh, they don't interview decisions, especially like that. That's what I felt like. It was just, everything was just like, oh, I did that wrong. I was immediately critiquing myself, as soon as the fight ended.
All the damn publicity that you brought those guys, they better freaking interview afterwards. By the way, what would have helped you out? Knowing if you were up or down, what would have helped out? Open freaking scoring. Now right? What do you think? Now that this is it.
Of course. Oh, dude, I'm on team open scoring. I've been that the whole time.
But now that you've experienced it, wouldn't it have been nice to know that you were up?
It would have been interesting. Obviously it would have been nice. Yeah, it would have been great to know I was up. I would love to know the score out when I was up, because my coach actually, he didn't hear when I said that, because it was just like, I was like, am I up? And then he kind of, and the commission guys are like, everyone out of the cage. I'm like, am I winning? I was like, oh crap, I don't know. So no, I would say I wish I could have known the score, but at the same time, it honestly didn't matter too, because I still had to go out there and fight. But I think for my coaches, it would have been nice if the rounds were low. It turns out, looking back on it, the rounds weren't as close as I thought they were. But in my mind, I was like, this is up for grabs,
30-27. I mean, you fancy yourself an expert, round scorer. There had to have been at least one 10-8 in there. I thought it was 10-8.
Well, yeah. When I rewatched it,
how would you score it?
I think 30-26 at least. 30-26 at least. Yeah. You could have given me 10-8s, not due to damage, but just for positional dominance and duration.
What's it like when you get to the back?
Before the back, actually, this is the best part of the night. Everyone, I've had a few people ask me, was it fun? But the best part, without a doubt, and this is something I completely wasn't expecting, was right when I stepped out of the cage. Because why I didn't like the hand raise? Well, no, I didn't like the hand raise. Why the hand raise was kind of like whatever is because you're still by yourself. It's just you.
Yeah.
And I never felt like this was just me thing. And so it wasn't until I left the cage that I really got to embrace my coaches and then all my friends that were there that I knew were coming, but I just hadn't thought about it in hours, so I forgot they were there. Honestly, I forgot any of my friends were even there. So as soon as I get out, I just see my friends. There was a bunch of fighters there that I was like, oh crap, Clay Guida, hey, what's up? Hi, things like that, And I saw a bunch of fighters. Angela Hill was there. They were all wearing these fake mustaches, and I was like, whoa, you guys have costumes. Like I had no idea that was going on. So it just felt so awesome because a moment ago in a hand raise, I was just I knew I had a little bit of, mini MMA Twitter celebrity status for, a night. So I was like, oh, Casey won, but it was a boring decision. That's why honestly, I was thinking that way. God. And they were just like, yeah, you did it, man. Yeah. You did it. Congrats. I was like, I did. What? It didn't hit me, and then it's just all my friends were just like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, you're here. Oh, I forgot. Friends I hadn't seen in a while, because of pandemic, and just things I just haven't seen friends in a while. So they were there. I was like, oh crap, what's up? And look, and it was that scene, and I felt like I was living that scene where the UFC drags people out of the cage, and then they're grabbing fans, and the security's like, let's go. Like, I'll talk to you after. Yeah, that was me. I was doing that thing, and poor Esther. Oh my God, poor Esther. So since she's short and I was so hyped up or something, she was right beside me, and I'm watching other people's videos, and I'm kind of looking for her, and I'm looking right over her. She's right here. I'm looking right overhead. I'm like, oh, I guess Esther's busy. And I see other friends and stuff. And finally she kind of just taps me on the shoulder right before I do my medicals, and I see her, and then and she was all crying already. And I was like, ah, and I started little crying and stuff. And it was just it's okay, I won. And she was like, and she was so worried and stuff. And it was just super emotional. And but that moment from walking out of the cage, that was actually my favorite moment. And those moments after the fight were really incredible, actually.
I get a text from Clay Guida, and it's that's exactly what it reminded me of. When you get a fighter and they're walking back and the fan wants a selfie. I'm like, it's Clay Guida asking Casey for the selfie after the fight. It's just amazing. I know you love this question in the scrums. It was always one of your favorite questions. How are you going to celebrate? So how did you celebrate?
Oh, and this is something I totally get now from fighters. So the plan was, okay,
Casey with the suspect internet connection? Wow. What's going on here?
Someone doesn't want us to know.
Unbelievable.
We'll get him back.
Casey with the suspect internet connection. That's crazy.
I know injuries.
Wait, you're back. We lost you
did you
there.
lose me?
We lost you there. Yes, I was making fun that you had suspect internet connection.
Am I back now?
It's a little shoddy. Okay, I think you're back now, but you have to repeat that whole answer.
Oh, where did we start? I'm sorry.
I asked you how did you celebrate, and you said this is one thing that I know the fighters do.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm getting the whole MMA hour experience.
This is it. This is it. Yeah, this is it.
I knew I should have done this in my car.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I would have hung up on you.
Driving.
Yeah.
No, how I can celebrate. Originally, we're gonna go to a big Japanese karaoke bar and just have a blast and just scream out loud and just be silly. And but it turns out we were just exhausted. I was exhausted, and I think everyone around me, my closest friends, were just emotionally exhausted too. Honestly, because that's what they were kind of with me the whole time, you know. So everyone's like, man, we just sat and chilled. We met up with Mark Raimondi. Mark Raimondi gave me he basically interviewed me. He knows so what was the game plan after round two? But it was and Esther's all like, Mark, get off the clock.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm curious. He's my friend. I want to know. Like that. So it was just things like that. And that, after a little bit, I mean, after a couple of hours, I was just like, oh, I don't want to say I was over it, but I was just like, so how was your day, guys? Like, what did y'all do? Like, you know, I was ready to be just one of the gang, you know, it's even in the more, even Saturday morning when I woke up, I joked with Esther. I was just like, Esther, make me coffee. This is my special day. You know, just like, this is my day. I was just kind of just being funny brat. But afterwards I was just like, so yeah, how's everyone else's day? You know, what's going on? You know, it was just because eventually I knew I kind of had to leave this fight world and just kind of just hanging out with friends again. You know,
I wish you could have seen. So Mark filmed it, as you know, on his Instagram, and that was great. And he was providing some commentary. You kicked him in the stomach a couple of times. That was great. But it was really like a reunion of MMA media in the comments. You know, like Ben was there and Shaheen was there and all the MMA fighting people were there. And then like Cub Swanson is there. And it was just amazing. Like all these people just supporting you and writing things as the fight's going on. Like, you know, this running commentary. I don't think you could go back and watch that even if he posted, but it was just amazing to be a part of that and to feel like we all won because you won. It was
really special. It was just special. This isn't what I expected at all. I knew there'd be a little bit of attention to this coming when I decided to do this, you know, but I was like, I'm just me with my 6,000 followers or something. I don't know. But I don't know, man. It was just, it was unexpected. And for such a mass majority of the comments that were just super positive and so helpful. And it was weird, the whole MMA experience. I got random, just you suck. Who do you think you are? Blah, 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 you know? And I was like, whoa, weird. I'm just getting random hate. I was like, I am getting the full MMA experience here. This is wild. And, but I think I replied once to someone, but I was like, ooh, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy that focuses on one negative comment and just passes up, the 100 positive comments. So almost all of yesterday, I felt I spent most of my day just, saying thank you, liking heart buttons and stuff on different social media. It's I for the first time in my life, I had that. Oh, I got so many notifications. That was me for that first time. The full experience. And I didn't want to. I felt bad. I didn't want to pass up. I wanted everyone to know that I saw their messages. I saw their congratulations. I saw their good looks. I saw their advice, and it really meant a lot. And it felt good. It felt really nice. So having so much positivity going into that fight, and I guess, and even coming out of it, as soon as the fight was done, I guess if you watch the video, watch as soon as the fight's done, I'm like, oh, I looked disappointed. And I felt disappointed. But then as soon as I saw the comments and, everyone's like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I did okay. And even my coaches, because, there were so many things I was supposed to do in the fight that I just passed up on, like the arm bars and There were key locks I was supposed to do and all this stuff, I had planned for and I put myself in position for, but it's a fight, I just kind of forgot things, but I still didn't lose my positions. I still didn't know. I still kept my fundamentals down, so I didn't get swept or anything. So I'm happy with that. But all those comments and all the fighters like Cub, Chris Cyborg. There's been a lot more. I think Andre Feely wrote me. Who wrote me? A bunch of fighters wrote me and stuff, and just like little messages and stuff. It felt nice. It felt very nice, and it felt very nice. Yeah.
Are you going to do it again?
It was, man, it's a thing, man. It's a thing. Probably. You're
leaning towards it.
Probably because the fight didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Like everyone's all like, E could be, Leydon or whatever, EKC Nurmagomedov and stuff. And I was like, I've been training my striking so much, It's like, that's something I heard today that I was like, oh my God, Paul Craig talking about his striking. And like, no one thinks he's a good striker. They think I'm just a jiu-jitsu guy. Mm-hmm. And like everyone thinks I'm a wrestler now, or whatever. People
think, isn't that a crazy thought in its own right? Like people actually think of you as a certain type of fighter. You actually saying everyone thinks I'm a wrestler now is such an absurd statement, but it's a real statement. Like imagine you saying that in 2012. Everyone thinks I'm a wrestler now.
I worked in wrestling. I actually have a much bigger appreciation for wrestling, like a giant appreciation for wrestling, especially MMA wrestling now. And I really did embrace the grind. And my first ever MMA workout was with DC, and it was wrestling too. And I remember that day, I was like, ooh, because it was hard. I was like, this is painful, just my muscles and everything. I was like, and I'm kind of just like, I kind of like that. I kind of like the hard, dirty workouts. And so yeah, everything's a wrestler. But I was just so mad. That's why I want to do it again, because I feel like, I had all this cool striking. I work on my head movement so much, and I just didn't use it, and I threw in the third round. This is how stupid I am. Sometimes I threw a leg kick in the third round for only one reason, just because I've been training so much dang Muay Thai. I was like, oh God, I got to throw one kick in a fight. I can't go out and not throw one kick, So I was just like, so I threw this crappy little leg kick and stuff. And I think I don't know. I think he punched me after that for doing that, but
at least you threw it.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Tapology result. The whole thing is just incredible. Final question. If there's someone out there who wants to go through this program, why should they do it? Now that you've done it, why would you go out there and, because it's tough, man. There's a lot of reasons why you shouldn't do it. If you have kids, if you have a job, this and that, why should someone do it? Why is the payoff worth it?
First of all, it's a hell of a story to tell. It's just gonna be. I mean, that's life. Life is just when we're old and stuff. You want stories to tell. You want you want memories, and this is a freaking memory, man. This is one hell of a memory. The whole process, not just the fight, really the whole process. That's actually the number one reason. And obviously, I got in the best shape of my life. I still have I can still feel my abs. I had a 6-pack, and everything. I was like, that was just absurd to me that I'm a person that had a 6-pack. I was weighing, I was like 210 pounds. I was just a dude, I just go to work as a dude. And all of a sudden, I'm just like, oh my God, I had to get a whole new wardrobe pretty much because nothing fit anymore. So the fitness part, is great, honest. But I think the number one reason though is really, you're going to find out that you're way tougher than you think you are. I think, and this isn't just fighting. But we're just, I think people are just tougher than they think they are. And that's why this group that we had in this class, and I think it was awesome too. I think we started out with 18 people. We wound up finishing with 14 because people had to drop out for different reasons. But those 14 guys, I met 14 people that I would have really never met in my life. And we all had just like basically one common interest, but we were all there for different reasons. And just to meet all these different types of people who live all across in Los Angeles, different ages. Now, some people are, they're just different. Everyone's just different, and they all had different reasons to be there. And that was the one thing I think that we all gained from it. Like, oh, we are way tougher than we thought we were. We are tougher than we thought we were. And I think that just feels good. And that's like one of the big things for as far as joining that program.
Frank, anything you'd like to say to Casey?
Oh, geez.
Good job, Casey.
I mean, that's it? That's all you got, Frank? No apology, no nothing?
No.
Wow. You Texas guys.
The haters motivated me.
Yeah.
Motivated me.
Hey, Casey, you got $10 on you by chance?
GC, anything you want to say to Casey?
Thank you, Casey. Incredible work.
Thank you. And I'm so excited that all my friends got to watch it too. Like I didn't think too much about the whole streaming thing. I didn't want to.
I mean, can I get some credit for the? I mean, can I give myself? Thank you.
Yeah, the Barry Horowitz.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I freaking fought really hard to get that. We got multiple streams. Multiple streams. And if I'm being honest,
I know I had different camera angles.
Yes, the Celtic Gladiator. I mean, Mark. Great guy, not the best cameraman. I went to watch the Celtic one. I was like, man, they were like right in there. They were in the corners. I should have been watching this stream. It was so much better. It was like pro stream.
You know what's so funny? So like in between one of the rounds, I don't know which round it was. Like, so, you think the weirdest things, you hear the weirdest things and stuff. And so I'm in there like breathing, and the corner of my eye, I look up. I'm like, who's that guy with an iPad? I'm like, why is some guy with an iPad just looking at me?
Was that the guy? Was that how he was filming?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, it was like on a big iPhone or something. I don't know. But it was just like he was just holding it right there. So I hit the corner beam's right here. So I'm like, okay. I was just like, there's a guy with an iPad pointing at me. But but then I got home and I saw, oh wait, and like you can kind of see me look at the camera for a moment. I was like, that was the camera. I didn't realize what it was. I was just like not thinking that.
Amazing. Well, it was the highlight of my Saturday. Forget Arnold and Aspinall, Molly. This was the highlight. It ended on a perfect note.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy I made my friends happy because everyone.
Oh, it was great.
Was like, yeah, so
it was awesome.
That made me feel really good. I felt honestly happier for my friends being happy that I won. It was weird. It's a weird feeling.
It was actually of all the potential stories that we can have with MMA media, a member going to fight. To me, this was the perfect one because forever, and I know recently, you've become a personality, but like forever, you were always the guy behind the camera. You were always the guy who didn't have, you were shining the spotlight on other people. And so for one night, 1 week, whatever you want to say, it'll happen again. The spotlight was on you. And I thought that was a beautiful thing. So it was well-deserved. It was amazing to see. Much respect, man. You made the walk and you freaking won. And I scored at 30-24 and no one can tell me otherwise. Ooh. Let's go. Well done.
Open scoring, baby.
That's right. Scoring. That's right. Now get back to work.
All right.
Thanks, Casey. Appreciate it. Congrats, man. There he is. Casey, undefeated, undisputed, 1-0 as an MMA fighter. Unbelievable. What a story. How do you not love that?